Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, the number one thing that they used to chase Goodluck Jonathan out of government was the word corruption. Corruption was the song that we heard all the way through as they chased him out of government. So several allegations, fantastic figures. You will hear that some minister stole $22 billion, not naira, $22 billion that one minister stole. And you wonder what the size of the Nigerian economy is that one person can steal $22 billion. But really, the chant that they used, the drum beat that they used to dance Goodluck Jonathan out of government is that word corruption. So now it is then very funny that 4 years on, we have not really seen anybody jailed yet for this corruption, at least not taken to court and sentenced to a prison term, because we've seen people detained without trial, like Dasuki. I always refer to Dasuki because it's the marquee name for that. So we've seen, but there are several others as well. So we've seen several people detained without trial, but we've not yet seen anybody prosecuted to completion in court and sent to jail. And we're 4 years down the line in this new dispensation. But that word corruption still continues to trail the Goodluck Jonathan name, and it continues to tarnish a lot of the good works that he has done in the Nigerian space. Because make no mistake, even his worst enemy will tell you that that guy did a lot of good work within the Nigerian space. So now, fed up with that term corruption that keeps being tagged to his name, Goodluck Jonathan is now deciding to clap back. So guys, I bring you this. Former President Jonathan speaks on withdrawal of billions from Nigerian treasury. So allegations of billions being withdrawn, and Jonathan now responding. So former President Jonathan speaks on withdrawing billions from Nigerian treasury. So now here's the body of the story. Former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, has denied allegations of withdrawing billions of naira from the nation's treasury whilst he was in office. The former president, who spoke at a meeting organized by the Anglican community in Abuja on Friday, described the allegation as false and misleading. He expressed sadness at what he described as low people who tell lies against others. So this is a quotation directly from Goodluck Jonathan. I remember a particular incident where somebody was talking about billions that were removed from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and I asked them how many trucks were used to carry all these billions. In Nigeria, we get carried away by figures, and it is sad that we go too low to tell lies against people. So this is what Goodluck Jonathan said. Jonathan urged more prayers over the spate of insecurity in the country and asked that more should be done to nip the crisis in the bud. So he goes on to say, as a nation, we have been passing through a lot of challenges. The issues of kidnapping, armed robbery, and even to travel to very near cities like Kaduna is becoming a nightmare to Nigerians. But I believe with your constant prayers, asking God to take the lead, the country will get through these challenges. So that is pretty much the summary of what he had to say. But now really getting now fed up with this corruption thing that is now being tagged to, that is not now being tagged, has always been tagged really pretty much from midway point into his tenure as Nigerian president, because this was what they used to chase him out of government. So now completely now fed up with that tag of corruption, this guy has now felt the need to now step forward and say, okay, look, listen, all this corruption thing, I've kept quiet long enough, and I've been dignified, and I've kept away to give the new guy the space he needs to have his own impact on the Nigerian space. But now this corruption thing must now stop. So you either come to me, knock on my door, and present evidence, and then we meet in court, and then we debate it, or you shut up, because all these are lies. Okay, they are saying he withdrew billions. Do you know how much billions is? Let's even say, what's the highest denomination in Nigeria? 1,000 naira. Do you know how many trucks it would take to withdraw all these billions from Central Bank? And then where will he store it? In the sockaway, Abi? Because I hear that is where they store money in Nigeria now, that they go and dig a sockaway and store money there. But I mean, it's just ludicrous sometimes. And you hear some of these figures, and the people quoting these figures, by the way, are people who should know better, because there are people people like Lai Mohammed or Liar Mohammed, the born liar, Adams or Shiomole, all these elements, they just pluck figures out of the air and they say it, and because obviously they are top government functionaries, the average man on the street will say, well, when somebody that is close to Aso Rock is saying this, he has access to the figures now, so he must know what he's saying. But then they will never ask for proof, so they just make all this splash in the papers and walk away, leave that impression in the mind of people, and then nothing happens to that allegation that they've made, because those allegations are completely false. But then whoever's name they've tagged is then permanently tagged and marked and scarred in the minds of Nigerians. So now, completely now fed up with all this, Goodluck Jonathan is now feeling the need to fight back, and he should fight back, because if he doesn't fight back, this tag will last on his name for eternity, because they say a good name is better than gold, and really a name is something that you really should protect, and he needs to then protect that name above all else. Because in the Nigerian space, believe you me, they say Nigeria is all about money. But I tell you what, in Nigeria, there's a lot more to it sometimes than money. Because if you look at some of the names, sometimes some of the monies that they call they command, it doesn't really cover for what they want, which is a good reputation and respect in society. So we look at names like Babangida. When you hear Babangida, you think corruption. That's the only thing. That's the first go-to. And Babangida is loath to have that tag to his name, because if you look at Babangida, the third mainland bridge in Lagos State, Babangida built it. That Abuja that you're calling your federal capital territory, yes, it was Gowon's idea. It was Gowon that came up with the idea of Abuja being the federal capital territory of Nigeria. But who built it? Babangida. The best election, according to the people who know, but I don't know, but now I'm not aligning my name to that. But the best election that has ever been held in the history of Nigeria, who conducted that? Babangida. So a lot of things were achieved by that guy, but the one thing that overrides everything else that he did for the Nigerian state is that corruption, because Babangida is the godfather, is the seed, is the ground zero, is the ground base, is the one de la one, the alpha and the omega of corruption in Nigeria, because Babangida introduced corruption to a level that Nigeria has never seen before. Because before Babangida, it was just somebody stealing $100,000, stealing $500,000, and then running away and hiding. You all remember Alhaji and Umaru Dikko and all that kind of stuff. All this petty stealing that were chasing them around the world. I remember Umaru Dikko, he stole maybe, I think it was $500,000 that alleged, I won't say he stole because nothing has been proven, but they alleged that Umaru Dikko stole $500,000. This was back during the what's his name, the current guy now, the Malam Buhari, during Malam Buhari's first time round as the military dictator, before his second time round now as the military dictator, which he still is. But during Malam Buhari's first time round as a military dictator, Umaru Dikko was alleged to have helped himself to $500,000, and the guy ran to London, and you know what Buhari did? Buhari sent operatives to go and inject him and put him in a suitcase and use diplomatic bag to fly him back to Nigeria. But the British were able to intercept him because Umaru Dikko's secretary then in London was able to see them and able to quickly call the authorities, because they were going to smuggle this guy out of London and bring him back to Lagos to come and face trial. So what did he steal? $500,000. This is what stealing was in Nigeria then. But I'm telling these stories now, and these stories go. I'm telling this story rather now, and this story goes back a long time ago. And what is the Umaru Dikko's name now? Umaru Dikko, you immediately think that. So a name is more precious than anything. When you think Abacha, what do you think? Brutality. I don't know what good Abacha did in the Nigerian state, because I'm not really familiar with the Abacha regime. I'm not sure if he did anything that is good. But the one thing that you will think when you hear the word Abacha is brutality. So this is now why Goodluck Jonathan is coming out to say, look, This is my name that you people are playing politics with, you know, and I will not allow it. I am a gentleman, I'm a quiet man, I'm a quietly spoken man, but please remember, I am the former president of this country called Nigeria. I am a VIP personality within this space, and I still know people of note, and I will not stand by and have you besmirch my good name just because you want to use it to play politics. So it's now saying, okay, all these allegations that you are making, please go and bring proof, and let's have the day in court. I have all my lawyers ready. I even have people volunteering to act on my behalf without being paid. So the legal team, don't worry about it. You just go bring your evidence and tell me the date and time and the court that you want to meet, and let's meet there. But please, stop besmirching my name with all this ludicrous and fanciful. And Goodluck Jonathan was entirely right, of course, in what he said. What did he say again? Let me just go back a bit, because really I thought this was quite pertinent what he said. He says, in Nigeria we get carried away by figures, and they know this. They'll say, something he stole $184 billion that even America, the richest country in the world, doesn't have, but they stole it from Nigeria. Something he stole 10,000 trillion. You know, they just come up with all these ludicrous figures. So now it's this laziness with figures and numbers that Nigerians have, and their quickness and eagerness to believe anything that is being said with anybody that has any sort of authority or any title to their name, is this thing that Goodluck Jonathan is now challenging, because he feels that if he doesn't now step forward, they are going to damage his name for life, and they were going to be referencing him in the same tone and texture they were referencing Abacha and Umaru Diko and Obasanjo and all this kind of Babangida. He doesn't want to go into that category. He wants to be with people like Gowon. He wants to be with people like Obafemi Awolowo. He wants to be with Ahmedu Bello. So this is now his fight now. So now what says you? Fantastical figures within the Nigerian space, and what Goodluck Jonathan stole or did not steal. That is the topic of conversation for this video. Come join me in the comment section to have a chat about this. But before you come join me in the comment section to have that chat, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray, and then that bell button, if you click on that as well, that way you are notified every time I do drop a video. So once you've done both, come tell me what you think of all these figures that they bandy about in these corruption speeches that they have in Nigeria in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, carry on this conversation with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.